They hid behind the cabin, but Aunt Shan still cared about Zhexiu's steeds, so she made Zhexiu bar. Zhexiu sounded like a frightened lamb. This got them caught by the kindly uncle who, knowing they had fed his prize goat, just smiled like a cat that just devoured a hold. As time went by, Aunt Shan and Zhexiu became best buds, rolling around with the kids in the field, while the beautiful sunset witnessed their wild teenage. Aunt Shan taught Zhexiu pronunciation and writing, and their friendship blossomed. Then Zhexiu spotted a guitar in the corner. Seeing this, Aunt Shan played sweet tunes, making shy Zhexiu bold and reaching out to stroke her hair. Aunt Shan blushed like a tomato, but just then the phone rang, saving her from the awkward moment like a superhero. She found the orphanage full, but had spots for the intellectually challenged. Aunt Shan quickly waved goodbye. Turning, she saw Zhexiu searching for candy on the couch. Hit by sweat, Aunt Shan rummaged through the closet for clothes, then had a brilliant idea. She found a North Korea outfit. When she opened the door, Aunt Shan laughed, convinced it was tailor-made for Zhexiu. But after closer inspection, Aunt Shan felt it lacked something, so she braided Zhexiu's hair and applied makeup. Just then, Mom burst in. Aunt Shan turned into a furry cat. Zhexiu, wanting to open the door, was stopped by Aunt Shan. She and Zhexiu hid behind the coat rack, evading Mom's gaze, but her sister's return left her dazed. She forgot to close the door with guests inside, feeling uneasy, when chaos erupted during sweet potato feast. A little kid suddenly spotted Zhexiu and offered her sweet potatoes, leaving Mom looking as shocked as if she had seen an alien. Aunt Shan had to muster her composure and walk out, even though her heart was doing somersaults. Despite the embarrassing moment, Aunt Shan and Zhexiu's relationship remained unscathed. After Aunt Shan freshened up, Zhexiu followed her like a little shadow. But at the door, Aunt Shan blocked Zhexiu, who shook her head in refusal and sat down stubbornly. Little did she know, sharing a room with a man alone meant something special. Aware of Zhexiu's nearby, Aunt Shan moved her blanket to the doorway, like starring in her own romantic sitcom. Though a door separated them, they felt each other's hearts pounding. That night, Zhai stumbled back to the villa tipsy. This was the place she shared with Aunt Shan's father, so she had a key. Caught sneaking into Aunt Shan's room, Zhai harbored evil intentions towards Aunt Shan and, under the influence of alcohol, made a move. Zhexiu saw it all from afar and was tense due to past lessons. Seeing her beloved being bullied, Zhexiu snapped, showcasing her claws like a superhero in a transformation scene. She straightened her back, her feet resembling little bear paws, and roared like a beast ready for battle. First, she broke the opponent's stick, then punched them away. Zhexiu remained calm. She flipped her opponent upside down and tossed them into the house, leaving the stunned Zhai quaking in. The minions drew knives, but Zhexiu easily seized them, sending them crashing onto the car. Just as she was about to subdue Zhai, Aunt Shan's voice floated from behind her like an angel, bringing her back to reality. This brought Zhexiu back to her senses. But vanishing, as if returning to her original form, police rushed in. However, Aunt Shan stayed silent, infuriating Zhai, who smashed her guitar. Then Aunt Shan cleaned up Zhexiu's room, planning for her to have her own space, but Zhai stumbled upon a letter. She found the letter for Professor Jiang, revealing Zhexiu's backstory, a genetic monster left by a secret lab. But Aunt Shan knew Zhexiu had a heart of gold. Each time they'd meet, as long as Aunt Shan spoke first, Zhexiu would be in the verse. Aunt Shan gifted her a new notebook, urging joint learning. They promised to build snowmen when it snowed. Then they went out to have fun, but while running, Aunt Shan suddenly gasped for air like a blown-out balloon. Zhexiu quickly threw her on her back and made her run for it, only to find the house empty and eerie. She dashed next door but found no one. In desperation, Zhexiu carried Aunt Shan to the woods. The rest is up to your imagination. That night, villagers found them behind rocks. Someone aimed a tranquilizer gun at Zhexiu, but Aunt Shan's sister quickly intervened, knowing Zhexiu's heart was pure. But they didn't care. They charged in and took Zhexiu down, led by a group of people called the Posers. That's when everyone learned about her backstory. Zhexiu was chained up, and when she saw Aunt Shan, her heart sank like a river of tears. Despite being ill, Aunt Shan still brought food to Zhexiu, saying she'd be back soon and reminding her to eat well and sleep early. Upon seeing Aunt Shan's departing figure, Zhexiu suddenly displayed a burst of agitation, almost losing control of his emotions, making him nearly unstoppable by the caretakers. But after reviewing the footage, they found Zhexiu behaved like a well-trained puppy. But the test confirmed she was mutated. Professor Jiang knew she couldn't fall into police hands. To protect her, Professor Jiang instructed his team to report all tests as normal, and after a long wait, Aunt Shan was finally released to see Zhexiu. Although she couldn't wait, Zhexiu sat by her bed, eagerly waiting for Aunt Shan to speak. Hearing her words, Zhexiu rose to meet her. Aunt Shan immediately embraced her, feeling that this one moment filled with love for Zhexiu would last forever. Seeing the heartwarming scene, Professor Jiang proposed not shooting Zhexiu, now deemed harmless. However, this suggestion annoyed Zhai, who feared Aunt Shan might return to Zhexiu's side. So she falsely accused Zhexiu of eating sheep and got witnesses to lie, but the farmer proved the sheep were not eaten by wild beasts. The farmer knew the sheep was hit by Zhai's car, kept the tire tracks, but wanted Zhai to face the music without exposing her.